Hey everyone, Eric here with a review on the Zip Reverse Osmosis Countertop Drinking Water System. This one's going to give you the high quality water that a reverse osmosis system gives you without having to drill into your existing plumbing. That was a big problem with a lot of renters or people who just didn't want to deal with plumbing. This one is all contained in this unit. All you have to do is plug it in, put some water in it, and you're good to go. And if you guys are interested in one of these units, I included a link in the description down below where you can pick one up for the best price. And if you're currently using like a Brita or a pure water filter, I'll go ahead and compare the difference. So we'll have the pure filter versus tap water versus this reverse osmosis system. And then I'm also going to compare it to a reverse osmosis system that I installed a few years back, which is quite a bit bigger. And we'll go ahead and test the water qualities of the different filters. So there are a lot of advantages over an all-in-one unit like this one compared to a under-sink water filtration system. I'll go into those, and then also you're getting the very high quality of a reverse osmosis versus just a single stage filter like this one. And I'll show you a size comparison. Now, I'm not going to go over all of the bad stuff that is found in your city's tap water because I could go on for hours, and it varies between city to city. But just to give you a small idea, some of the stuff that has been found in city water has been like pharmaceuticals, toilet paper particles, and of course, we all know heavy metals. And that is why having a filter like this is so important to me. Now, obviously, your tap water is not going to kill you. But the problem is the average American uses about 250 gallons every day. So it's really not possible for your city's water treatment plant to produce water that's acceptable for most people like myself to be putting in my body. Now, I don't care, I can shower with my city's water, no problem, but if I'm going to be drinking, I want to put another layer of protection against the city tap water and myself. And if you want to check out an interesting list of 37 tap water facts, I included a link in the description down below. Now, I'll be testing the TDS, which is the total dissolved solids. That's just going to tell you how much stuff is in the water. The chlorine, and then pH, which is just going to tell you if your water is more alkaline or more acidic. And if you notice up here, this is going to be your storage tank. This holds half a gallon of water, which is the daily recommended amount of water for an adult. And to give you guys an idea of the noise, it's really not that noisy. I am sitting right next to it and my mic's right here, so I'll go ahead and turn it on and let you guys listen to how noisy it is. So when you first turn it on, all the bubbles are going to be going through the system. It's going to make a little bit more noise than usual, and you want to run 2 full cycles through this thing just so all the dust from the carbon filters gets pushed out. But once it gets going, it's actually pretty quiet. It's not that bad. And your bottom tank right here, this is where you're going to put your tap water. And then also when the system is completely done, you'll have a half a gallon up here and a half a gallon of dirty water left over. That is the rejected water from the reverse osmosis membrane. And you can either dump that out or you can reuse it however you like. If you have plants around the house, you can use that water to water your plants. And the RO membrane is designed to pass or reject the dirty water back into the bottom of the tank. Things floating in the water that can't fit through the tiny little holes in the RO membrane will be flushed away into what a lot of people call the reject water. The whole process takes less than 20 minutes. And what's nice about the Zip filter is it's one of the most efficient RO systems because its rejected water is passed into the bottom 1 gallon tank. That means that every gallon of water you put in it, you get a half a gallon of clean water. In comparison, most RO systems actually waste around 4 gallons of water to filter 1 gallon of clean water. The pump will remain on while the water is being filtered and until it completely fills the top tank. The tank is designed to hold the heavier, dirty water at the bottom and only pull the water from the middle of the tank. You'll notice inside that the rejected water is channeled down to the very bottom of the tank, and it's actually separated by a piece of plastic. The bottom tank of water, just really make sure that you completely get rid of it and fill it up with fresh tap water every time. Because that bottom water, I tested it with a TDS meter and it's over 1,000 parts per million. So the water that's left over, that RO membrane does a really good job at spitting back all the stuff that you don't want in your water. And it's better for the environment. You can reuse the water. You can just fill these up. If you like cold water, just get like a PBA free, like a high quality drinking water jug like this. There's tons of these metal containers, or even better, if you want to get glass, because a lot of those plastic bottles you buy from the store, they have an expiration date, and the expiration is not for the water, it's actually for the plastic that it's stored in, because a lot of times they use the cheaper plastic that leaches chemicals into the water. Now, a lot of people are concerned about reverse osmosis systems stripping the water completely bare. They take out the bad stuff and they take out the good stuff. There are some minerals that your body needs that this does remove. But this system does have a alkaline filter which puts the minerals back in, and it helps buffer out the pH, so it's not too high, not too low. And this is true of a lot of water. Like, for example, smart water, if you've heard of it, they actually evaporate the water instead of filtering it. So it's the water that comes off through evaporation, and then they collect it and then they remineralize it. So they put back in the taste, and it buffers out that pH so it's not too acidic. And for me, I take it even a step further, and I just add a couple drops of trace minerals, which is going to add, I believe it's around 72 trace minerals that your body needs back into the water. It's just a couple of drips, and if you guys are interested in that stuff, I included a link in the description down below where you can check that out. Now, a trend that I've been seeing is this alkaline water. I see this everywhere. A lot of the water stores that you can buy water from, real alkalized water, they charge $4.50 for this gallon. It's kind of crazy, and really all that is I believe it's just a marketing ploy to charge a whole lot of money for a gallon of water. So don't waste your money on these overpriced jugs of alkaline water. But what I do recommend is buying one and just saving the jug so that you can transfer the water from your RO system and then store it in your fridge for later use. And I want to hear what you guys think. If you've used a reverse osmosis system before, have you noticed an increase in your health? Have you had any problems with the water? Is it too acidic? Is it too alkaline? I want to hear your guys' opinions in the description down below. Now, for me, because the water tastes better, I drink more. So I stay more hydrated. I feel a lot better when I drink more water. And I've been drinking reverse osmosis water for years. And now when I do have to taste tap water, if I have to drink tap water at like a restaurant, I'm very sensitive to it. And you can just immediately tell the chlorine and just all the other nasty stuff that's in it. And if you guys want to read more about pH and drinking water, I included a link in the description down below if you're interested in that. One thing that really worries me about the under-sink filter is the possibility of leaks. Now, there are a lot of pipes that are all under pressure from pretty much an unlimited supply of water from your city. One leak while you're away could do a lot of damage. Now, if you do go with the under-sink filter, just remember to always turn off your main supply line that goes to the filter. So if it does end up leaking, it's just going to leak maybe a couple gallons at most if one of those lines break. So now let's go over the test results. Now, the TDS levels on the pure and the tap water were pretty close, which makes me wonder how well it's actually filtering the water. You will see the difference in the pH, a little bit different pH levels because the under-sink one has the less minerals in it, whereas the reverse osmosis, the ZIP system, will add some minerals back into it. Now, the tap water, not surprisingly, has very high chlorine levels, which isn't something I'd like to drink. The pH is around an 8 because of the high amounts of calcium and magnesium in our tap water here. Now, I've put over 300 gallons through my ZIP water filter, and it still performs perfectly. The sediment filter, activated carbon block, and alkaline filter are rated for 1 year, and the RO membrane is rated for 3 years, or I believe it's 2,000 gallons. And that, of course, is going to depend on the quality of your tap water. And the instructions will actually go over how to tell when your filters need to be replaced. So overall, I highly recommend it. I was really impressed with just how I don't have to do any kind of installation. The whole setup process was very easy, and I don't have to drill into my existing plumbing. I don't have to put a supply line that could cause a potential leak. And I get all the benefits of a full-blown reverse osmosis system. So if you guys do have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. If you do like this one, I included a link in the description down below where you can pick one up for the best price. Thank you so much for watching. Okay, and to give you guys a size comparison, this is the filter from the Pure water filter, and this just goes inside of that, and then this goes onto your sink. And even the Brita filters are really not much bigger than this one, but just compare the size, and this is just one of the filters. So you can really tell the difference in filtering power. This one I believe is rated for 300 gallons, and then these are rated for I believe 1 year. I'm not sure on the exact gallons, but I'll show you how easy these are to replace. So your two front filters are basically, you're just going to twist them, I believe about a half a turn, and they're just going to come off like that. And then all you do to put them back on, same thing, just one twist. So these are really easy to get off. Let's see, this one is rated for 2,000 gallons, 1 gallon per minute. And then we'll go ahead and take a look at these other two. So no special tools required. It's just literally twisting those off. And then these two right here, so this is your pH balancer right here. It's basically granular calcium and magnesium and carbon. This is what's going to balance out and add some minerals back into your water. So for this one, it's just these clips. Let me see if I can get that on camera. These clips just pull off like that, pull the tubing out, and then put in your new filter. It's as easy as that. And then back here, this is your RO membrane. And then behind this is you have your pump back there. So these just pop back into place back there. And then you have your back cover. And then this is just held on by 2 screws. One up here, one down here. Hey everyone, Eric here with a review on the Zip Reverse Osmosis Countertop Drinking Water System. This one's going to give you the high quality water that a reverse osmosis system gives you without having to drill into your existing plumbing. That was a big problem with a lot of renters or people who just didn't want to deal with plumbing. This one is all contained in this unit. All you have to do is plug it in, put some water in it, and you're good to go. And if you guys are interested in one of these units, I included a link in the description down below where you can pick one up for the best price. And if you're currently using like a Brita or a Pure water filter, I'll go ahead and compare the difference. So we'll have the Pure filter versus tap water versus this reverse osmosis system. And then I'm also going to compare it to a reverse osmosis system that I installed a few years back, which is quite a bit bigger. And we'll go ahead and test the water qualities of the different filters. So there are a lot of advantages over an all-in-one unit like this one compared to a under-sink water filtration system. I'll go into those, and then also you're getting the very high quality of a reverse osmosis versus just a single stage filter like this one. And I'll